Good morning, dreamers. How are you today? This one's a funny one for me, given to me by my wonderful Hannah. I may look calm, but in my head, I've pecked you 3 times. Anyway, I try to actually use it when I'm not in this kind of mood, because that's when I find it funny. When I'm actually not in that kind of mood, because when I'm in that kind of mood, I don't find it funny. I've been meditating a lot on forgiveness and what it is to forgive, um, and not hold something over someone's head, and to truly release it and them, whether they've ever asked for forgiveness or not. And it comes from a thought process that I've been going through, um, at a corporate faith level, in that sometimes we just disagree. And I read in New Testament writings, early church writings, how Paul is saying, hey, you guys, I need you to talk to each other. I need you to agree with each other, that it's okay to be different. It's okay to be coming from different backgrounds, because, hey, that's what you are. That's the reality of who you are. And so, can we worship God, and can we love our neighbor together in our differences? And what are your hang ups in that regard? And these are not mega churches that he's writing to. These are little tiny house churches, 10 to 15 people. So if you have some guy over here saying, I don't like this guy over here, they're across the living room from each other, not talking, not discussing, not accepting. They love Jesus, but they can't love the other, right? And so I look at, I love Jesus, so that is going to be evidenced in how I love the other. And whoever the other is, the other could be the person I'm looking at in the mirror, because I'm not having a very loving day of myself, putting myself down. I am negative talking. I'm not doing the things that I need to do to take care of the person in the mirror. Could be Carl. It could be that he's just under my skin for some reason, and I'm not going to let him go. And it could be the kids. They're just not stepping up around the house. They're not doing this. They're not. Ooh. The other is all around you. Even the people that are safest to you, the people that are most loving to you, they're still an other. They're not always the people who go toe to toe with you about deep theological issues, or they say, "Ooh, I don't like that aspect or this aspect or whatever." Like, or the actual outright vindictive people that put you down and hurt you and harm you and abuse you. I don't know what you have going on in your life, but we all have others at any given moment of our life. And like I said, it could be the person in the mirror. And how do we then, as spiritual divine image bearers, proceed through life in a way where the other does not bring us down, but we can bring them up? And how do we, in church circles, the big word is unity. How do we stay unified, even though we are not uniform, right? We're just not. We're designed differently. God is such a creative God, and he's far bigger than we could ever imagine. And we have to make space for his divine creativity. And in that, we're going to brush up against some people that are like sandpaper to us. How do we love Jesus and walk across the living room, right? And that's where my mind is spinning. It often goes down this road because I am empathetic. I've been designed to be empathetic, and to see the other in their beauty and in their wonderfulness. And so sometimes I end up giving others the benefit of the doubt when they shouldn't be given the benefit of the doubt. And sometimes I hold others to a standard that isn't mine to put in place, right? So there's this catch-22 of the empathetic being, expecting others to be empathetic and to be poetic in their understanding of the world, or seeing the downtrodden, brokenhearted, the marginalized, the dangerous, and giving them, not all of those things are equal, by the way, that list I just, not equal, but sometimes there are people that are dangerous to others, due to their philosophies and outlook, and their approach to life, and sometimes I give them the benefit of the doubt. So how do you find that balance? Because Marilyn's life is a tightrope because of this, because of how I've been designed. I've had to learn how to balance. In real life, no balance at all, but in spiritual and emotional life, I've had to learn how to walk tightropes, to go between the others in my life and this person, because there are days when this person, she drives me absolutely bonkers. I'm just telling you, I know how you feel, because I have to live with me all the time. I don't get an escape. You can turn the computer off and get an escape. I can't get that. But yeah, the other, and how do we do this, and how do we do this well? And it's following the way of Jesus ultimately. The call to arms is Matthew 5-8, which is actually the call to put down arms and to open them wide and say, you're welcome here, not because I'm so amazing, but because the one who created me is. And the Jesus I follow, with his way of peace and his teaching of self-control, and his teachings of love, and his teachings of how to care for others. Though that's why you're safe here. Not because I'm anything amazing, but because I've found this way. I've chosen to follow this way. And my following of the way might not look like your following of the way. Let's be realistic. And I have to remember that your following of the way might not look like mine. But the way is peace and calm and joy and love and empathy. Giving the benefit of the doubt before the judgment. And saying, you know what? I may have an opinion, but I'm going to keep it quiet for a moment, because right now you're more important. How many people do we try to share our story with, and they go, oh yeah, but me, but me. I'm guilty of that, and the attempt is to say, I understand. You're safe here because you're with someone who understands. But what happens is we trounce on their need to tell the story. And I've been guilty of that. If I've done that with you specifically, I'm very, very sorry. And sometimes there are people that if you take care of them, it will make your life better. I'm one of those people. It will make your life better because they will be filled up and able to then just pour out. And when you meet someone that's loyal to a fault, if you care for them, they will go to the wall for you. And I remember someone first saying, how do we help a single mom? And I said, loving their kids. Love their kids. Love their kids. Let them know their kids are doing a good job. Because right now they're doubting everything. They're doubting every little, not just single moms. Let's be honest, every mom. They are doubting themselves. How do you love on them? Love their kids. And how do we express this unifying love to other people? We look at what did my pastor call it yesterday? We look at these identifiers in our life and say, oh, I'm better than that person because I'm not ABC. Oh, ZYX, I'm better than that person because I don't have to deal with that. And we look at those subconscious signposts and these identifiers, and we start to take them down systematically. Subconsciously, we open up our minds and say, okay, God, show me where my prejudices lie. Is it color? Is it class? Is it gender and sexuality? Where do my prejudices lie? Because ultimately, if I'm in that house church living room, if I'm in that pew, if I'm in that comfy chair with a coffee cup holder, I love those, by the way. If I'm in that space and I have these prejudices, I can sing like angels, and it is a sounding gong. So tearing down the subconscious prejudices, the subconscious identifiers that say I'm a better Christian than you, or I'm a better person than you. We have to actively tear them down. And the easiest way to tear something down is to not take care of it. So if we don't put effort into those things, and we consciously choose to put effort into other things that are good and holy and right and pure, that's when you'll turn around and realize, oh, those identifiers aren't there anymore. Or if they are, they're a lot smaller than they used to be. So may your walls go down. Don't breathe and drink coffee at the same time. Keep your feet on the ground, head in the clouds, and know that I love you. Sweet dreams.